I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Best Actor.
Yeah.
Best Director.
That's good, Ray. Yeah.
And the Best Picture of the Year.
You are beautiful, man.
Rain Man, winner of 4 Academy Awards, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another request from Jordan. Thank you so much for the paid request. If anyone wants to send in pretty much any type of request or video, you just send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Now, this is a review for Rain Man, directed by Barry Levinson, which I've liked some of his movies. Diner is one. I do like Sphere. Toys I love with Robert Williams. I'm a big fan of Toys. Disclosure, that's a film no one talks about with Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. I've liked quite a few now that I think about it, Barry Levinson films. And I do like this one too. I never loved it, but I liked it. The story, Tom Cruise, his job, whatever you want to call it, to get these cars going up shit creek. If he doesn't get these cars, he's going to owe a shitload of money, like $80,000 at least. He's with his girlfriend. I recognize the girl. She played Topper Harley's girl in Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. She played the girlfriend in those two movies. One thing leads to another. Tom Cruise finds out his father has passed away. Now, he never got along with his father. They're very much estranged. And so when he goes for the reading of the will, Tom Cruise got the rosebushes in the car, but he did not get the $3 million, which is the estate. $3 million went to another party. One thing leads to another. He finds out that other party is an older brother that he never knew existed. The older brother being a character named Raymond, played by Dustin Hoffman, who is autistic. Well, I guess the way they call it, autistic savant. Where he has these tics, 50 minutes to Wapner, 50 minutes to Wapner. Gotta go Kmart, gotta go Kmart. Because he'll only get underwear at Kmart. He doesn't want to fly. He doesn't want to be touched much. And I know nowadays... Okay, before that, the rest of the plot is Tom Cruise pretty much kidnaps him, saying, hey, I want that part of the money or that half of the money, or I'm going to sit some lawyers, I'm going to get custody, and if I get custody of him, I'll get that money because I need this money for my business that's failing. You know, very unscrupulous, bad shit. And then the rest is his road trip movie. And then the third act, they go to Vegas because Dustin Hoffman's character has his memory really good with numbers, so he can memorize and know all the cards. Thus, they make a shitload of money in Vegas. I know nowadays this is a film I would actually be very curious to ask someone who is in, how do I put that, deal with, I don't even know how to word it, people who go through that, and people who work with people who go through that. What their thoughts are on this movie. Is it insulting to people who are autistic? Is it not insulting? Is it too over the top? Is it too crazy? Is it not crazy? It's like, what is the recollection? What is the impression someone who works with autistic people on a regular basis, what is their thought process on this movie? I don't know. Do they feel Dustin Hoffman, it's laughable? Do they feel it's an insult? Do they feel it's... I don't know. I frankly do not know. And to show my ignorance, I have not been around people who are autistic or who are autistic savants or who are any of that stuff. I haven't. So I just buy into it because I like Dustin Hoffman and I do think he gives a good performance. But whether that is, I don't want to say factual, but whether that is a mockery or not, again, I can't tell you. I can say that Tom Cruise, for what he's given for the character, I think Tom Cruise's acting is solid. I think Dustin Hoffman's acting is solid. I like the score by Hans Zimmer. Do, 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 do. I'm a big fan of Hans Zimmer. My favorite score of his, I would say, is Broken Arrow. But throughout that time in the late 80s, early 90s, Black Rain, I believe, is another one. I was always looking forward to the next score by Hans Zimmer because I thought, man, this guy just pulls it off. I love the tone of his music. Just brings a great sense of emotion and feeling, whether it be in action films, a good sense of adrenaline pumping, excitement, or here, a nice emotional core. At times, it was funny. Raymond, am I using you? Yeah, shut up! But I do have issues with the film. I've always thought the film was too long. The movie's like 2 hours and 13 minutes. I don't think this movie needed to be that long. I'm sorry. I don't think you need over 2 hours to tell this story. And Tom Cruise's character, I'm one of two minds on this. This is kind of the weird thing. On one hand, to buy someone, granted it's not a great reflection of society, the way Tom Cruise's character reacts to Dustin Hoffman's character, sadly, I would buy that as more realistic of a depiction of someone when dealing with a person who is special, to put in any other word. That they would be pissed off and frustrated and frankly asshole-ish. Complete and utter asshole. And to not have that, I think, would be fake and false. But I felt there was too much of that. I never really felt much of Tom Cruise really connecting with Dustin Hoffman other than really one scene where in the bathroom and wait, you're Rain Man? Rain Man, a character he thought was an imaginary friend that he had when he was a child, and then come to find out that no, your older brother, he was the Rain Man. He was the guy that's saying to you. And that's a great moment where Dustin Hoffman tells about the day he was taken away. Yeah, you said bye-bye, Rain Man, bye-bye. You saying to me, right? And then Dustin Hoffman gives him the song. That's a nice, sweet moment. But yeah, just so much of just him being a complete asshole. And then people go, well, what about when he dances and teaches him how to dance and lets him drive? But I think what hurts that is that's right after Tom Cruise has taken him and used him in Vegas to win a shitload of money. Imagine if... Okay, let's put it this way. Let's say they lost all the money. And then Tom Cruise still teaches him how to dance, teaches him how to drive. Then to really encapsulate that Tom Cruise has learned his lesson. But the fact that he wins all the money and gets all that money to pay for his troubles, that seems more like, wow, you made me good now, man. Like you took care of my money troubles, which was my own fucking fault. Thank you, man. Fine, I'll teach you how to drive. It just falls a little bit flat because of that. And so when it gets to the end, which is a good scene by itself, like, hey man, stop asking him. He doesn't. Okay, he could go back with you. I'd like to have you for my brother. Yeah, my main man, Charlie, my main man. And then Dustin Hoffman puts his head here, and Tom Cruise kind of looks, and then his eyes close. And that's a good scene, and it shows two actors top of their game. I've always thought Tom Cruise was a good actor. Dustin Hoffman, definitely. Many people have showed he's taught how much of a good actor he is. Interesting enough, I think at one point they wanted Bill Murray in the Tom Cruise role, and I wonder if although I like Tom Cruise, I wonder if Bill Murray could have encapsulated that jerk character to still be more likable, because Bill Murray has done that in like Ghostbusters and even Stripes, where yeah, he's a bit of a jerk, but he's a fun, like, entertaining jerk. So here I don't buy his turn, Tom Cruise's turn. And it's not because of the acting. Again, I think it's because of the script. I do think the script has its flaws because of that, where just so much of him, stop, this guy's a fucking fruitcake, and stop acting like a idiot, stop acting like this, and did you hear what I fucking said? Shut up. It's so much of that there's not enough of the other. It's like 80-20. 80% dick, asshole, 20%, and that 20%, most of that 20% is after he won all this money. I think that's why ever since I first saw this, I liked it, because I like the score, I like the performances, I like what it's trying to do. But I never loved it because I don't think it's 100% successful because of that. Because A, it's a bit too long in the tooth, and B, I'm like, okay, Tom Cruise, you could say he's acting like this because he won the money. Again, ask yourself this question. If he had lost all that money in Vegas, would he still teach Dustin Hoffman how to dance? Would he still let him drive the car? I have doubts on that. Very much so. The way this character has been portrayed for a good chunk of the movie, if they lost all the money, I think he still would have been like, hey, I still want my money. I want part of that estate, the $3 million. I really do. And that, to me, is not what should have happened. That's not, to me, the way the movie should be. So, I mean, maybe that's one of the things. They should have not won the money in Vegas. They should have lost the money, and then he lost everything. He's in debt to $80,000, but this girlfriend, I got you. We'll see how it goes. Even if I gotta spend the rest of my life paying these guys back, I'm with my brother. Maybe that'd be a darker ending for Tom Cruise's character, but it seemed like it'd be more truthful, more honest. To really buy into the honesty of Tom Cruise's character really liking him as a brother. Because you just say, I liked you as a brother because you made me $80,000 and now I'm not up shit creek. Thank you, man. You know, that's what... So, it's not until I'm saying this out loud as to why I always had a little thing against Rain Man. And that's really what it is. Just Tom Cruise's character is such an asshole that, I don't buy any metamorphosis of the character without it possibly going back to that superficial monetary reason. But it's a good moment because of the acting. Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman, I like you having you for my brother. They help it a lot. Despite what the script does, they help it a lot. And the score. Other little issues like the girlfriend plot. The girlfriend's like an important part of the movie, and then it's kind of dropped off for a good chunk of it until the very end of the film. Of course, part of me is like, well, did I want the girlfriend to be part of the journey? Maybe that would have helped with the romance subplot. I don't know. But like I said, it does have a lot of moments that stick out. You know, dropping the toothpicks. Actually, the waitress is Bonnie Hunt, who was in Jumanji, Robin Williams. And boom, Dustin Hoffman counts all the toothpicks. The lines of dialogue. Yeah, I'm not wearing any underwear. Gotta go Kmart. Gotta go Kmart. His fixation on who's on first, which I'm a sucker for because I'm a fan of Abbott and Costello. So it's nice to see Abbott Costello reference in that. I'm not sure what else to say so I don't repeat myself. So overall, Rain Man, I like the film. I do think it's a flawed film. I would not have picked it as the best picture of the year. That's just my opinion. I think there's other movies I would have picked over it, but I don't think it's a bad film at all. I just think it's a script where it needed to fix stuff to make the Tom Cruise character, at least by the second half, more likable and not giving me doubts of, well, does he like his brother, or is it because, hey, I got the money? That's just my issue with it. But still not a bad film. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.